recognize I'm developing those personality traits and those character values as a young kid and as I grow older. But it teaches me work ethic, teaches us how to set goals, it teaches me how to come back from when I fail at reaching a goal, teaches me all kinds of different life skills. But one thing it teaches me a lot is how to deal with loss. Because if you wrestle for any amount of time, you're going to lose. I guarantee it. I don't care if it's Dan Gable or Cale Sanderson, you're going to lose. And that's how life is. Every day I lose something. Might not lose a couple pounds, but I lose money, I lose time, I lose friends, I lose family members. Wrestling is good at teaching me that. If I deal with loss good in my wrestling career, I have the ability to deal with it good in my real life. Doesn't mean I'm going to deal with it for sure good, but it says I have the ability because I did it in a sport. This is a much smaller model than my life model, but I can use the skills I learned here. So that being said, let's go ahead and do a couple of wrestling moves, and I'll try to stay busy for the hour. Let some of the little guys try it a little bit if they want. I know it's not really a clinic setting where we're going to download lots of reps and repetitions, but you can soak up as much as you want. Putting your shoes on to wrestle me? Huh? All right, because I need a partner. I got lucky for kiss wrestling real quick. A couple of takedowns, a couple of pinholds, and they're things I've used my whole life. Basics and fundamentals. Stay true in wrestling. Whatever the guy that's going to the Olympics to win the gold medal next week, Jordan Burroughs or whoever it might be, next week I just say hypothetically, he's drilling the same thing that the 10 and under 60-pound kid should be drilling going to state next week too. And that's either a single leg or a sprawl and a spin or a cradle. Something that's really fundamental and basic. He's just better at it. He's just a black belt. He's a multi-degree black belt at the double leg or the single leg. But as I'm young, I'm just a white belt or a yellow belt or a blue belt or whatever. I just become a better, able to hit each one of those moves better as I get older. So my single leg, maybe I'm a black belt at it now, but when I was a 7th grader, I was a white belt or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of takedowns that I think are some of the top takedowns in wrestling right now. I just went to the NCAAs, and I think I saw what the best takedowns and the best pin holds are. 90% of the pins were cradles, some type of cradle. David Taylor, we all heard of David Taylor from Penn State. He had 4 pins, 4 cradles. Ed Ruth from Penn State had 3 pins, 3 cradles. I think Kyle Dake had 1 or 2 pins, both cradles. Almost every guy was cradling guys. It's a hard pinhold to fight. But first we'll do a couple of quick takedowns, and then I'll show a couple of quick pinholds. And in between, I'll let anybody ask questions or let the kids try them if they want. I'm going to start out with my favorite single leg. The single leg is the #1 way to take somebody down in wrestling. You go to the Worlds or the Olympics or the NCAAs and you count all the takedowns and you write down what they were. And there's dudes that do that because I've seen the stats, and that's why I'm saying it to you. It's a single leg every single time. Every time. It's not a headlock. Okay, it's not something beautiful. It's just a single leg. Okay, so I'm going to show a sweep single. I do a sweep single. Okay, because when I hit a single leg, I want to be outside here so I can turn the corner and get behind my opponent. See how I'm behind the guy? It's harder for him to fight what's behind him opposed to what's in front of him. Okay, a lot of us make a mistake. When we shoot our single leg, we end up right here. So when he sprawls, now I'm in front of him. Can I still finish the move? Absolutely. Can he score? Absolutely. It's about 50-50, maybe 40-60. Okay? But if I turn the corner when I hit my shot, can he still score? For sure. But his chances are down to about 5 or 10% because I'm behind him now. Okay, so that's the reason why I hit a sweep single. It's a lot safer single leg, and it's easier for me to finish faster. So when I do it, I try to change a couple of things about a traditional single leg. On a traditional single leg, we throw a big punch, and we go down to our knee, and we throw a big punch. Now when he sprawls, I have to keep punching this hand. until I can get around this corner, okay? Pretty good move, it works. So I just tried to make it a little bit better as my level went up, and I went against Olympic caliber guys and they were a lot faster. It didn't work so good. It was hard just to get to the guy's knee before he would sprawl. I wouldn't even get here, okay? So then what I realized is I'm trying to punch the same target twice in a row with the same hand. Now if I was a fighter, that wouldn't make sense, would it? If I'm doing the same hand, no, fighters want shoulder rotation. Boom! So I'm hitting that same target twice, pop, pop. Same with my single leg. So one thing I did on my single leg is to keep myself out of trouble. I'm gonna use both of my hands. So I turn my shoulder on my first punch, and then my second punch brings me behind my opponent. I'm behind him where I can score, and I never extended my shoulders. I never got in this position. Okay, I never extended. My punches are all tight. Bam, bam, bam. My elbows are in, okay? When my elbows come out, I'm vulnerable. In every sport almost, okay? Even for a football player, offensive line, their elbows are in. They're trying to block like this, their arm gets ripped off. The linebacker's shooting the gap. Okay, boxing, my elbows have to stay in. If I just throw and sag my punch back to here, takes too long, I get hit in the chin. So my elbows are always in, like rubber bands, my arms pop back. Same with wrestling. Okay, so when I hit my single leg, opposed to going down to my knee and being stuck right there behind that line, once he sprawls, and punching with that near hand, I stay up off of this knee. I step by his foot, I go down to my back knee. That's how I get my level change. I punch with my opposite hand, and then I punch again. This is my target right there. That's my target. I gotta hit it twice, at least twice, to finish my shot. Nobody's gonna be good enough just to hit, bam, one punch and knock the guy down. I'm gonna have to hit it twice. Why not hit it twice in a millisecond instead of twice over the course of 2 or 3 seconds? So I pop, pop. I call it punch, punch. So I'm throwing 2 punches, okay? Step and punch. And then I punch again, it makes my ear go. Where's my ear going a single leg? Inside or outside? Inside. Boom, right here, head up. My head goes inside. So when I do it, I don't over penetrate. I don't want to be here like this, like a high C. He's just gonna cross face me like he started to, or he's gonna pop his hips. Sprawl back, pop, pop. He's gonna pop his hips and knock me off balance because I'm all straight up and down like this. Okay, I'm not in good balance. Okay, when I'm here, my feet are spread out. It's like a 3-point stance. Now when the center snaps the ball, I might get to the quarterback. I might beat this guy. If I'm just like this, I'm not getting around that corner. Okay, so I gotta stay athletic. So I keep my feet spread out. I level change and I penetrate with 1 step. I don't go down and then in. Okay, that's 2 steps. All I do is a 1-step sprint, and it makes me closer to my opponent, and it makes me shorter. See that? All I did is 1 step. 1 step. Made me shorter, and it got me closer. Okay? So I punch, punch. Wrestling can get complicated, but I try to make it simple. I wasn't a real fast learner. Other people would learn moves faster than me, so I break it down to just real simple. All I'm doing is throwing 2 punches. When I want this guy's leg, if I can push him, if I see that leg step back, that means that one's forward. 2 punches and I'm there. Okay? Punch, punch. And I want to spin. I want to be looking back that way when I'm done. I want shoulder rotation. Okay? Here and here. Anybody got any questions about that?
From the Imperial. Right on. There you go. Thank you.
Cool, and then you guys went and played that game up there for a year up in our room, me and Carrie Collette. Was that you? We had like a little book of it. They wanted some
Was this
gear.
when the World Cup was at
Out in
Mason?
Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you made me wrestle there at the road.
No, I didn't. That's what we made him play this. Yeah, we made him play this trivia. 4 years?
Yeah.
That's probably why I haven't seen him yet. He's probably getting ready to be varsity.
Last year, he needed one more pin to break the record. Weird.
Here, high five. Let him get a shot. Okay. Now I'll show you guys another takedown. Something that works real good. You guys see it a lot, probably. Maybe you've been taught it good. Maybe you haven't been taught it real good. Okay, maybe this can help you a little. We're both going to be in here doing this to each other. Just what we do in wrestling, the collar tie. And what we try to do is we try to snap each other down. He's trying to pull my head down. Okay, and I keep my head up. I'm trying to pull his down. And then what we also do, see how his arm's shaped like a V shape? We use that V to push each other around like a bulldozer. Okay? And then we use that hook on the back of the head. He'll push me with this arm, and I push back, and then he'll pull me with that hand. Okay? That's what we're trying to do to each other. Okay? So what I try to do is I use my meat hooks here. I make hooks. That's why I call it a meat hook. Not a lobster pincher. I'm not grabbing like this. For this, when I pull, I make a meat hook. Okay? If I want elbow control, I make a lobster pincher right here. So I make these meat hooks, and I use this hook here and this hook here to try to snap the guy down. Okay? If I can snap this guy down off of my body and spin behind, I'll take that all day long. Okay? But a really good guy or a guy
We still have any of our volunteers here.
just as good as you know, you're gonna have a hard time snapping him down. So the way that he keeps me from snapping him down is he keeps his head up and he holds on with this strap. It's like a strap hanging off. Okay? That V shape. So what I want to do is I make sure it's shaped like a V and it's pointing down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind his arm right here and I'm going to shove it between our faces. Okay? But I'm going to use my elbow to do it like this. Okay? It's called a slide by. And it looks like I'm doing a duck under. Okay? It looks like I'm going like this and ducking under, but I'm not. That's hard. I'm not that strong like this. Okay? If I stick this out to the side like a can opener and I just turn and look that way, what's my elbow do? Okay? Cranks up just like a hammer claw pulling a nail. Okay? So I gotta freeze this out to the side. I step, I get closer and shorter again. That's my level change and my penetration right here. And then I look straight back and he goes by me. Okay? It's called a slide by. So I get heavy with my hands, what I call heavy hands, okay? Because I want to pull my guy down. How do I get heavy with my hands? Just stand here and bang and pull? Nope. I move my feet. Now, not heavy. See how I pulled him? See how he had to hang on? So I always want to get heavy with my hands. It sets my shots up, and it also sets up other reactions, okay? If I can't snap him with heavy hands, I'm pulling with my feet, pulling him. That. See how I'm making him move? Now pull him this way. He's hanging on. I'm going to sneak this to my chest. It's like I'm stabbing a nail right into my chest. Okay? And it's glued there. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when people make the mistake of letting their hand off their chest, that's when the slide by doesn't work. When people try it like this. Because their hand comes off their chest. I have to keep this glued to my chest, and then when I look back, it throws this by. And then when I learn it, I have to have a good partner that keeps his elbow down like a normal match. If he's just doing this in a match, I'm not even going to need a slide by, am I? I can just throw it by with an underhook or push it by like this. Okay? So if he's being a good partner and he's blocking me the way, I'll do this in a match too. That's making him block. I want pressure here, so I'll just do this. Okay? It's called the slide by. Try it real slow once. I gotta look straight back. I step here, and I gotta look straight back. Because my shoulders have to turn. Look, his shoulders are facing, pointing that way, and mine are pointing that way. That lets him go by me. Okay, just like if these two lines right here were a wall, if I tried to walk through, I'd bump into it. But if I walked up to it and went like this, and then I can straighten back out. I'm doing the same thing in this move. He's got pressure on me, so when I turn, it throws him by, and then I can square back up. He's gonna take his base here. He's gonna go to the mat, okay? Even though I don't want him to, okay? So people ask, well, what if he doesn't go down? Good, that's what I want him to do. I'm just gonna go here, I'm gonna search for this. If he doesn't go to the mat, that's even easier to get. Because I'll get it, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it from here. So I can pop, ooh! Okay? He's a good partner, I like drilling on him. Okay, ready? Let's try it. Ready? Right. Good, good. Healing up.
Spiral chest, already into the arm. Follow him around. You know what I mean? Good. I can hear him go. Keep the neck all the way around. Look for your leg too. Good. Come around.
Yeah. Get back in there again. Tie up and don't move tight. I'll tell you. See how they're ear to ear? This is where we don't want to be, but this is where the guy gets us a lot of times, ear to ear. And it's hard to get out of there. It's one of the moves that work ear to ear because let's just say this guy's better than this guy. And if this guy's smart, he can come out in the match and tie it up and slow it down, keep it, get a couple of stalemates, get a couple out of bounds. Boring wrestling, I don't like it. I like exciting, attacking wrestling. But if this guy's smart, he can really slow the pace down with the ear-to-ear tie-up. So this guy has a move to get out of it. Okay, move him and hit it. Good. He's looking back really good. That's what really helps that. You want to do it? You got it? Good. Nice one. He looks back good, too. And then here's how we do it. We give him one big clap. Ready? Go. How about you guys? You guys did it pretty good. I like your workout gear, dude. Your sweat jeans. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm just going to point this out. Sometimes when we're going to do something and we're going to go around this way, it just seems logical that I walk that way because that's what I'm going for, right? But I really don't want to walk around to it. I want to bring it to me. That's why I get heavy with my hands, so that when I hit it, he's going that way. So bring it to you. You know what I mean? You did all the body motion right. Now if you set him up with pulling him to you, do it again. Get heavy with your hands, stick your booty out, back up hard. Nope, this way. Yeah, there you go. Good. That's how you do it. Real good one. How about your partner? Pull him to you. Not bad, not bad. You walked around him a little too, but you did a great elbow pass. Who else? Anybody? I'll go into another move. I just want to say that you only need a couple of moves to be the world champ. Seriously. To be the national champ or the state champ, or to be one of the best wrestlers in the world. You only need 3 moves. Folk style. I gotta have one takedown that nobody can stop. Okay, that move I just showed you is my bread and butter. Every Olympian and world champ and world medalist that I've wrestled and beaten, I've taken down with that move. And all the ones that I've wrestled and not beaten, I probably took them down with that move too. But I gotta have one takedown that no one can stop. It's virtually unstoppable. I gotta be able to get out on bottom in 30 seconds or less. Nobody can ride me. Gotta be able to get out 30 seconds or less. And then I gotta be able to ride somebody for 30 seconds or less. And as a bonus, I'm gonna have a real good tilt. Some type of tilt or turn that I might be able to pin you to. But I don't have to. All I gotta be able to do is to ride you for 30, get out in 30, and take anybody in the world down. Any guy my way. One unstoppable takedown. If I got those 3 things, I could be the best guy in the world. And they're some of the best guys in the world that we've ever known of. John Smith. Now, we'd be a fool to say he only had 1 move. He was just so good we only saw 1 move. It was the only one he ever needed. He can do every move there ever was, and he knows he's forgotten more moves than the rest of us know. He'll be here tomorrow, by the way, won't he? I'm not wrestling him. How old is he, 50? He's about 8 years older than me. The guy could still win the Olympics. It sounds like a joke, but I'm not kidding. The guy's incredible. But you only need 3 moves. That's what I'm talking about. Make it simple for yourself. It's good to learn all the moves because it's fun. But learn 3 things that are going to make you good. Learn to get out, how to stand up or Granby roll or something. Learn to ride like a booger, okay? Get on top, you ride them like a cowboy. And then on your feet, find that 1 move and you drill it thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And I mean a bunch. So many times I can do every move I know in my sleep. All my good moves, my black belt moves. I have moves that I can only do as good as a 15, 16-year-old. But I have other moves I'm pretty sure nobody else in the world, hardly very many guys in the world can do them as good as I can. And you got to drill them that much. Bruce Lee said, it's better to fight a guy that knows 10,000 kicks than it is to fight a guy that knows 1 kick he's done 10,000 times. Because if he's done it 10,000 times, he's going to take your head off with it. But if he knows 10,000 kicks, how many times could he have practiced all those kicks? Not very many. That's why you do it repetition over and over and over and over and over. You got to know where the buttons are, stand up once. When I want to do a move on this guy too, I tell him, I make this guy like he's a mannequin. I'm like, okay, just kind of reach with that hand, kind of stand like that, leave that leg right there. I'm just gonna hit every time. So that everything I'm touching right now, these buttons, these are just touch sensories that are working my muscle memory. Where my touch sensories go off, I remember this. Boom, I remember that. Bam, my touch sensories remember that. So every time we're doing the same thing. So my feet are doing the same little dance every time, and my hands are doing all the same little routes. Because in a match, this is what I'm gonna do. This is where I'm gonna touch the guy right here. And I don't have to think about these routes, it's all instinct. Because I developed habits by drilling it so many times. It's all habit. I don't think about where my hands go. They just go there because there's a human being in front of me. Right there where my hands go. Okay, now we're gonna go down on the bottom. I'm gonna just work on a couple of little pinhold things. Go ahead and go flat. We'll say I got this guy broke down. I'm gonna go for a cross-face cradle. Good move, most of you guys should know. Maybe a couple of the tips in it that I do will help you get yours better. I have a pretty good time with my kids getting them to do it right. Because what a lot of people do, first I want to get this. I got to set my cross-face cradle up with my cross-face. That's why it's called a cross-face cradle. So if I just start going like this and reaching for his arm, he's going to move his arm. So I pop his elbow and his face at the same time, and I cross my arms. Bam! Right there. And then once I get this, I'm going to stop his knee right here. I put my hand down like a fence post. A fence post in the dirt. Boom! It freezes right there. Because now what I'm going to do is pick his upper body up, like his head and chest, and I'm just going to carry it this way with my hips, okay, until I can lock my hands. Now I'm way out of position to turn this guy on his back, so I circle back, and I pull him back this way, and I get my knee in the side, okay? So we all know where the handles are. We all know you go above the elbow. We all know you go behind the knee. We all know you put your knee in his side once you pin him. Where I find my kids have the missing link in the move is walking his head to his knee. Okay, because we're doing this, we're trying to do this. Like we're a bunch of Hulks. Okay? Most of us are like flirting with dwarfism. We're not Hulks. We gotta use technique. Okay? Bam! Right here, I glue my hand. Then I pick this up and I walk it over here. And if I have to, I use it, I bump it like this until I can grab my own wrist. And I come back this way, and I pull him back here. Put my knee in the side. So, all you guys have done a cross-face cradle, most of you I'm assuming. Go ahead and try it one time my way, just walking his head to the knee. And a couple of times, whatever, and then we'll do a new one. Ready? Break. Wrestling's like a, you gotta have a big filter. You're gonna learn 20 moves and you're only gonna really remember 3 or 4 of them. But that's fine. You only need to know 3 to be a world champ. One little tip about this I'm gonna point out real quick. Sometimes guys get this move when the guy's on his knees, or after I got it, he comes up to his knees, and the kid does a good job of running this head around to the knee. And then what the kid does that's bad is he tries to roll over like this and he fishes his arm out. Okay, so I call that a suicide cradle because it's a suicide. You're rolling onto your back. So I teach kids when they get around here, they get this locked up like this. I'm gonna jump over here, then I'm gonna use my butt like a bulldozer. So I never roll across my back. A lot of people have a real bad habit of doing that. And a lot of coaches don't know the different way to untie that knot. Okay, so I can run this around here. This even allows me to get in bad position almost. Sometimes, kind of what I'm gonna show next is kind of like this, when the guy counters it, but if I'm going for like a barbed wire and he sticks his foot out there so I can't get it, I can try pancaking or whatever, but I like to go here and run it around. Okay, I'm not in position to turn him right now, but I am now. Okay? So it's just something to keep in mind. Never roll across your back. Something you should always be taught. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. He's down flat. I'm gonna go for a crossface. I'm gonna go for this crossface cradle. Now if he looks that way and shrimps up for me, curls up like a shrimp, then I'm gonna get it. But if he straightens out the other way, I can't get this. Okay? I can't get it. So I like to do 2 different things here. I can do one, the barbed wire, okay, but since my hand's already down here, what I'm gonna do is just make a meat hook, and I'm gonna scoop this leg above his knee right here. This other, right up at his knee. And I'm gonna slide this leg, I'm gonna slide my knee next to his leg and make a little ramp like this, and just slide his leg up my leg. Okay, you notice how I didn't do this? I didn't try to go. Too much room for error. It's gonna slip out of my hand. Okay, so I'm trying to get a crossface cradle. He's turning away from it. So I'm just gonna scoop this way. And I'm gonna see how I push with my knee until it pops on top of my hand. When it pops on top of my hand, then I slide it up my knee. I'm pinching it the whole time. I'm holding onto this leg, man. It's like a piece of chicken. It's mine, I want it. So I'm squeezing that the whole time. Then I'm just gonna get my leg over that leg. If I have to, I just put my knee here and sneak that leg over, okay? Instead of this big step, I just keep everything airtight if I can. And then from there, my foot stays on the mat. A lot of people make a mistake here. This is called a Turk. A lot of people make a mistake. They think they're gonna scrape with the back of their heel and do all this. But he's gonna get his leg back down to the mat and out, okay? So when I get my foot over there, my shin's on the mat, like a big windshield wiper, so I can scoop this. And I keep this glued to the mat so he can never get this leg back on that side of my foot. Okay? So that's how I run my Turk, or one way. So I'm going for my cross-face cradle. I'm really trying to run this around there. He's facing me, so I'm gonna scoop this way, sneak my knee under it, get to here, put my knee down, got my windshield wiper here. I'll just squeeze it with my knees if I have to now until I get a foot underneath. Lift up. Okay. We're about out of time, so let's try that for like 60 seconds. Ready, break. Awesome. Good. It's good for me to reinforce it for you then. My dad used to show me a Turk all the time. He loved it.
Starting to cut.
That's pretty good when they do show me. I think my other one, like, I got in trouble. This guy was legs are bigger now than they were when they were a kid. The one thing that we did was play that. Down when you have a side by side. Quick, if anybody has any questions or anything, when I say I'm done, you can grab me and ask me whatever you need to. I can get home as late as I want. My wife doesn't miss me one bit. But thanks for coming. Appreciate it. I'll be here all weekend, or I'll be here tomorrow, maybe Saturday. But grab me if you guys want to talk or whatever else. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks for the 7th round of applause. He's been part of this event for many, many years. We appreciate all he does for the youth in the area and a lot of the great high school wrestlers and college wrestlers that have come through this area. So you're fortunate to have such an asset here in the Midwest, and we're pleased to have him as part of our event. So again, one more time, let's hear it up for Coach Akin. Thank you. Have a good night. We'll see you bright and early in the morning. Get ready to wrestle.
Hey, Avery.
When they post the brackets, do you know, Eric?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Hey, Eric.
What weight are you, 70? Take your best shot. Nice. Good job. You turned the corner. Thinker. Thinker, what way?